Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Welcome to a special edition of Noles All Access. I'm Jay Sutton, and today we'll look back on some of the best stories from the season so far. First, graduate transfer Ryan Roberts reflects on his time as a Seminole. We'll also meet 2 unique members of the Florida State athletics family, Hayden Stone and Sam Donnelly. And later, sophomore guard Amaya Brown is bringing her A-game back to the court this season. All that and much more is up ahead on Noles All Access.
You're always looking for that guy to set the pace, sets the tone. You know, naturally, young guys that haven't been on the field that much are going to look for that in somebody.
Enter Ryan Roberts. Standing at 6'6", the grad transfer from Northern Illinois University originally entered Doak Campbell Stadium in 2018 as an opponent. He quickly took notice of Florida State's die-hard culture.
I mean, going to Doak and playing in that environment from the away team, it's intimidating, man. The fans here are incredible. People are, they're so passionate. They want FSU football to not only be great, but to excel at every aspect. I'm extremely blessed now being on the other side of that and having all those cheers from me and for the team. It's great.
Fortunately for Roberts, the Seminole coaching staff also had an interest in him.
He's a motivated young man. He knows what he wants. He's determined to get up every day and work to accomplish that. I mean, he's very genuine. He's got a ton of great intangible characteristics that you look for, when you're trying to get a well-rounded individual to, lead your line.
While Roberts brings 3 years of offensive line experience to the team, it isn't usually easy being the new guy on campus. Luckily for Ryan, he gained a roommate in quarterback Alex Hornibrook, who made that transition a little easier.
I think it definitely helped out that we're rooming together. We both said in the beginning of summer it would have been rough if we were just living alone. So you got to be close with your offensive lineman. So I think it's good that me and Ryan live together. It'd probably be bad if we weren't meshing too well, but we're real good friends, so it definitely helps out on the field.
Having someone to, go through the adversity with always makes things easier, He's a dude who works his butt off every day. I always thought, I'm going to always be the hardest worker in the room, and he makes that tough every single day. Nothing is good enough for him. He wants to be great. And that in itself makes me have to have the same attitude,
The main thing with Ryan, and he's a good vocal leader, but his actions speak louder than words because he works his tail off.
I think he's just consistent. Whenever he's out on the field, everybody knows what to expect from him. He doesn't really have a bad day. He doesn't have a day where he's not himself. So he's just a very dependable teammate, and he's definitely a no lineman that a quarterback would want to have.
Even though Roberts receives continuous praise for his leadership, when it's all said and done, he wants to be remembered by all as a man motivated by his faith.
I play for the Lord. I play for the audience of one. When I'm done here, I want everybody to know that, he played his heart out for the audience of one, that his ultimate goal was to be a beacon of light to the Lord. I want socially, academically, on the playing field, off the playing field, wherever it may be, I want you to be a physical representation of an invisible God.
Roberts will continue to play for his audience of one, but his supporting cast of 10 will look for him to help lead this offense for the rest of the season. I'm Anthony Fernandez for Noles All Access.
January 4th, 2000. The stage was set for the national championship game at the Superdome in New Orleans, starring the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Florida State Seminoles.
You got to fight with your life.
For Bobby Bowden, it was the chance of a lifetime, the chance to achieve his first perfect season in his 25-year career at Florida State and take home his second national championship title.
Destiny is in our hands.
From the 36, Winky, pump fake. Throws the side down the middle route. It's caught, 35-30, for the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Florida State, Pete Warwick. I see you, Peter Warwick. That's what I'm talking about right there. Here's the snap. Oh, it is blocked. It's blocked at the 5. Bounces back onto the field of play. Fielded by Cheney. Touchdown, Florida State. Well, you know, I'm glad I'm not the coach. They brought the house. They blocked it. Touchdown. Woo! Florida State 14, Tech 7. Here's the snap. Winky. Crossing pattern. Caught Dugans. 50, 40, 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Touchdown, FSU. Ronnie Dugans, great throw, Winky. Another long bomb, 64 more yards, Florida State. I see you, Chris Winky. That's what you call threading the needle. Good snap. Here's the kick, and it's an off-the-foot kick. Not a very pretty thing. It will take a one bounce. Warwick's going to field it at the 40, to the 30, 45, to the 50, 40-yard line, 30-yard line, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Florida State, Peter Warwick. High formation, dropping Winky, those toward the end zone, caught, touchdown, Ron Dugans, touchdown FSU. Gene, that was such a great call there. They ran Travis Minor in motion. It completely messed up the Virginia Tech coverage. Ron Dugans wide open. What a call. 43 of the Hokies dropping Winky, looking Winky, wants to throw the knockout punch to Warwick. Warwick open, cannot make the catch. Flags thrown at the 1. Touchdown, he did catch it. Touchdown, he did catch it. Touchdown, Florida State. Oh, Peter Warwick, how'd you do that? I see you, Peter Warwick. What a play, a juggling, acrobatic catch. Folks, I'm telling you right now, they can say what they want to say. The best player in college football is putting on a show tonight. 43-yard catch. Bobby Bowden goes for the jugular. Warwick's got the hat trick, and Winky's got a handful of TD passes, 4 of them. This game is over. Florida State is the national champions of college football. It wasn't easy in the Big Easy, but it was destiny. The Seminoles, 46, Virginia Tech, 29.
The steady play and leadership of quarterback Chris Winky, along with Peter Warwick's incredible 20-point game, would be one for the history books. Florida State became the first team ever to go wire-to-wire, ranked number 1 every week for the entire season. The Seminoles were national champions once again. The perfect ending to a perfect season.
Coming up, we'll meet a young lady who has a special role on the Florida State softball team.
There's so many aspects of attending college games that kids love. The cheers, the sunshine, the snacks. But for one special little girl named Hayden Stone, softball games were much sweeter than any concession stand candy. Watching her favorite pitcher became the beautiful distraction from the darkness that was consuming her life.
You know, you pray a lot of prayers and you say a lot of things whenever you get this kind of news. The phone rings and it's a doctor and he tells you that your daughter has cancer.
After a weekend at Busch Gardens, Corey and Matt Stone were in the kitchen when their 12-year-old daughter was reaching for a snack and noticed a protruding lump on her neck.
The pathology had come back. They knew that it was rhabdomyosarcoma. And so we, Monday, they sent us to Shands. And what we thought we were dealing with was a highly aggressive, fairly rare form of soft tissue cancer.
Hayden would spend the rest of her 6th grade year at home or traveling from Tallahassee to Shands Cancer Hospital in Gainesville. It was there where Hayden and her family were introduced to the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation.
Friends of Jacqueline has partnerships throughout all sports and organizations, and we knew that that's kind of what we were getting, is we were getting a partnership. But as soon as we saw Hayden and met her family, we knew it was a forever thing, and we were just beyond grateful for her and her family to be a part of our family.
And we're really excited to finally get to meet you and welcome you to our special family.
To have her a part of our program and one of our sisters is just the most special feeling in the world.
The conversations between Hayden and Megan are what made their bond so special.
And every single time she would drive to chemo, because they have a really long drive and then they have pretty much a long day at Shands, we would just send her videos back and forth.
She's just a good person, and she's always nice, and she's just like always there for me, sending me funny text messages and videos.
Probably the biggest part after the surgery was the scar being larger than it was before. Megan's like, well, show me your scar, show me what you got. And then they started talking about that. And
I knew that surgery kind of took a lot out of her, and I think that she wasn't too psyched about the huge scar in her neck, and that's kind of why we started wearing the smileys, was just to like bring light to a dark situation. But she hates tattoos, so I was like, we'll just use red marker, like red permanent marker, no big deal. And then when we were doing it, said, permanent marker, let's try a washable Crayola marker. So that's the one that she brought, because she was like, I don't want them to stain. So we ended up using a washable marker.
And we have your biggest inspiration here. Hayden, how proud are you of Megan today?
Very proud.
You did pretty good, right?
Yes.
And that's gonna be you someday.
Yes, I hope so. I want to be Megan when I grow up. I want to play at Florida State and be a pitcher just like her.
This team was an answer to a prayer that I didn't even know that I should be praying. You have no idea how much you need them, but all of a sudden they're there, and they're just such like light in your darkness.
The Friends of Jacqueline Foundation gave all those involved a redefined understanding of what it means to be strong.
My name is Hayden, and I'm Hayden Strong.
Coming up, we'll meet the newest member of the Florida State swimming and diving team, Sam Donnelly.
Perseverance in the face of adversity, thriving in the most unlikely of circumstances. These are the characteristics of the unconquered Seminole spirit, something that all Florida State student-athletes strive to emulate. And the newest member of the swimming and diving team is doing just that.
Sam came to us through the foster care program. We adopted Sam when he was about 1.5 years old, but have had Sam since he was released from the hospital. He's awesome. He's got a great personality, he's full of life, and seems to charm everyone that he meets.
The swimming and diving team has adopted Sam Donnelly through the nonprofit organization Team Impact, which serves to create meaningful bonds between kids who are differently abled and collegiate athletic teams.
The Team Impact idea came from our former director of ops, Kelsey Conron. She brought the idea to the team last spring after our championship season ended, and we all jumped on board with it. We loved the idea. They wanted 5 or 6 of us to be his contact group that he can see on the regular basis, and the 6 of us volunteered to do it, and we have been his contact group ever since.
Sam refuses to let anything interfere with his positive attitude, even in the face of some of life's greatest challenges.
Sam was diagnosed around 1 year old with cerebral palsy, and then in recent years he's also had a diagnosis of autism, and he has seizures as well. But nothing slows him down.
Such like a light on our team, and he's really, it makes me so happy, it makes everyone so happy to see him at our meets and our practices and stuff, so he's really awesome.
Sometimes young adults, even myself when I was younger, you don't realize that people in wheelchairs bring so much value to this world. Sometimes people tend to focus on a disability and not on the abilities that he has. So I'm hoping that it opens up eyes for everybody to let them realize that Sam can do the same types of things that they can do.
Yet, he has already found his own unique ways to make his support for the team known.
In the pool, when you're swimming, you can see the people on the sidelines, but he was sitting there last week with a little noise shaker the entire meet, shaking it back and forth, and I had multiple people come up and say to me that they can see him on the side with a little umbrella over his head and the noise shaker in his hands, waving everybody on. It was really cool to hear that.
Sam, can you tell me who's your favorite swim team?
The Seminoles.
Every collegiate athlete signs a national letter of intent when committing to their team, and Sam is no exception.
Something I mentioned to the team last week is that signing day for all of us was something really special to our family. He's already part of our team, but to officially be on the team is something that's going to be really cool for him.
For Sam, I think it just means being able to be a part of something. We've always had him involved in organizations for kids with special needs, but this lets him know that there are no limits, that he can be a part of an organization that overlooks his wheelchair, that that's not all he is or just who he is, but he's more than that and can be anything he wants to be.
He's got one of the biggest adversities in his life. It's difficult, and he's doing it with a smile on his face every day. Having that passion every day is something really cool to see from him, and something that we can learn as a team from him to bring to the pool every day.
And with that passion he brings to life, the pool, and his team, Sam Donnelly is showing exactly what it means to embody the unconquered Seminole spirit. I'm Lauren Daly for Noles All Access.
Coming up, sophomore Amaya Brown is ready to fight back this season.
Amaya Brown, crucial player, comes down hard to the floor in agony. Now she looks like she's in a lot of pain.
Come back to the locker room right now. We'll get you an update as soon as possible.
Runs in her DNA.
On the road to success, there are bound to be obstacles, but it's how one overcomes those obstacles that defines them as a person, and in Amaya Brown's case, as a player.
Amaya's a very tough kid, and so when she went down, you heard her yell, scream, I knew something was wrong. And obviously our bench just got quiet because we know how tough she is, we know how much she cares, how much she wants to play, and so to see her go down like that, it definitely took a little bit of air out of us, but luckily our team was really resilient last year, and so with that, we rallied, and I think a lot of it was to rally for Amaya.
On January 27th, in the final 2 minutes of Florida State's game against Virginia Tech, Amaya Brown suffered a season-ending knee injury.
I noticed like my knee kind of cave in, and I seen the video clips of it. After that, I knew right away I tore my ACL.
I'm very close to Amaya, so for me, it was like really heartbreaking because I know how hard she's worked, and just for that just to happen, it was like, I just felt her pain.
It was very frustrating just because I like worked so hard, you know, being a freshman, but with the help of my teammates, they made me feel better, feel more positive about the situation.
When rehabilitating an ACL tear, patience, positivity, and perseverance are key to a successful recovery. And Amaya Brown has been doing just that, battling an opponent she's faced before.
The thing is, every day she comes to me and asks what she needs to do, she always has that smile on her face, and so that's kind of how she was playing, was consistent, and just her attitude of approaching this injury, approaching her rehab, and approaching trying to get back on the floor with her team has been amazing. And for me, it's just really encouraging, just going, man, she's got something about her.
I think she's been handling it well. Like, her emotions have been great, her spirit has been great, and just her attitude about it has been great. She's doing everything she can to just come back and help us.
Like any student athlete, it's no secret Amaya is eager to take the court again.
Especially as we got closer to return to play. She's getting ready to be cleared now, actually, so she's really excited. But it definitely, I would say starting August, she was like, okay, I feel like I'm ready to go. I feel like, okay, but we've got to make sure that we've got the clearances and we've got the strength and all of that stuff. So towards the end especially, she has been biting at the bit, ready to go, wants to get back in as fast as she can.
The hardest part was like I would feel good one day and be like, oh, I could do this, but once I like try and do it, it wasn't like what I expected. It was like, oh, I got to keep working. So that was just very frustrating.
With a long rehabilitation journey behind her, things are starting to look up for Amaya, as she was recently cleared to participate in contact drills.
I'm mostly excited for the competition. Like me, I'm a very tough player, and I like to go on the court, be tough, be aggressive. So that's one thing I really miss.
I am so excited, honestly, just for her to be back out there and play. It's going to be a big day for me because we've had such a long process together. So I think I'm probably going to get a little emotional about it, honestly, seeing her play again, because she's had such a long road to recovery and she's worked really hard to get there. And that's what I love about this job, is that I've been able to kind of step with her along the way and keep her motivated as much as possible. And to see her back out is going to be really special.
Amaya's return to the court is sure to be nothing less of a heartening moment for her and the entire Seminole women's basketball team. I'm Morgan Duell for Noles All Access.
For schedules, stats, and updates across all Florida State athletics, be sure to check out Seminoles.com. From all of us here at Noles All Access, have a happy holiday season. Go Noles. Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope that you have a very special happy holidays.